What's up, guys?
Welcome to another Tuesday edition season 3, episode 37 already. Are you
so needed this? So needed
Outdoors
this.
Live crew is in the house.
What's up, guys?
Cheers to another Tuesday.
Another weekend survived. Now we're almost halfway through a week. You know, everybody needs to start getting their plans together. That's obviously why we're here and doing this now, because it's time to start getting them weekend plans together, and we're going to be holding each other accountable for that.
Very nice. Hooked Up and Backlash, Scully Nation.
Hooked Up and Backlash is in the house. I got a picture of his son.
Scully, did I get that right? You're fishing right now?
That's what I picked up on. Redfish. Fishing for some redfish.
Nice. Good time of year for it, man. They're out there, unless you're fishing at Bob Hall Pier, which we'll get into in a minute.
David Martin, good to see you. Glad the Fiona, I believe, just went up around his way. He got lucky, or fortunate, I guess. Didn't get any damage.
Yeah,
that's right. How are the Florida people doing? We're gonna have a few popping in here.
Yeah, that was Fiona. This past weekend, I guess. Ian's coming up toward Florida right now. I think they're expecting it to get up to 3.
Maybe even a 4 now, they're saying. So.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's when they start to get serious, I think, is 4s. 3s are bad, but your house will survive that.
Yeah.
You gotta be like right in the eye of it. I think that's my opinion. I think you gotta be right in the eye of a 3, and you gotta have probably some structural issues, you know, that it just complicates things, in my opinion.
Danny Baker's in the house. What's up, Danny?
What's up, Danny?
Good to see you, Danny. Yeah, it looked like the eye right now. They're saying over Tampa? Is that still the latest?
Is it hitting right now?
Actually, I think a little bit south of Tampa right now. A little bit south of Tampa. So that side of the hurricane is always the worst side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they did get a direct hit on that.
On the west side of the hurricane. So Tampa and below, you know, will get the ugliest part of it.
Right.
And who knows? They're saying it could hug the coast or turn inland, you know, and then just go straight up through Florida into Georgia. So,
well, I hope we get some rain off of it. We really need some rain.
So do we.
We got what I would call, hey, Henry, we'll be getting to you in a minute. We got the absolute worst out of this storm, in my opinion. And no offense to anybody who's suffering through it in Florida, and I apologize for the tongue-in-cheek comment on that. But so we're on the other side of the Gulf. We had crystal clear water all weekend, 0 flat surf. Like literally yesterday, we had 0-inch surf. A very, very rare circumstance. 20-foot visibility. It's been gorgeous out there. And then this happened. And now, like today, the surf started kicking up from that storm. It's only going to get worse. We're probably going to see 5-footers by the end of the week. This makes fishing tough. And that clear water is now gone.
Dang it. Mark J. Larson, good to see you.
Gentlemen.
So your video you popped today, Stanley, that looked like some pretty good surf. Some guys surfing in the background there. I guess that was from a couple weeks ago.
That was a couple weeks ago. I want to say that was like 3 to 4 foot surf. That's actually about as big as I like going out fishing in, because even that was beating me up.
Yeah. Gets much bigger. It's so mucky. You start catching a lot of hard heads.
But, you know, that was the thing about it. It was really clear. It was just like it was ground swell. There's wind swell, which is like a storm blows in. It's wind pushes everything around, and you get those waves, but you also get those currents, and that's what really mucks things up. This is a ground swell, like what we're seeing with this hurricane now, where these waves come in, but that's not pushing a lot of current. It's not moving a lot of water. So you can actually still keep some clear water in there. And that's what we were seeing that day. It was decent sized surf, but the very next day we actually went out again. And I think we were looking at like 6-8 foot visibility water. That's really, really good. So I got lucky on that one.
Nice.
Normally, I probably wouldn't be fishing those kinds of conditions, especially not in the surf. Not like that. I might put out big, smelly cut bait, something that big, hungry predators can smell their way over to it, because otherwise it's just such a washing machine. They're not going to see it or find anything else any other way.
Janet's in the house. Hello, Janet.
Hey, Janet. Yeah, Danny says, I wonder if it'll pull some blue water up. I don't know, but I'll tell you what, we had that hurricane in the Gulf last summer, I think it was, that just made, like, even after it calmed down, we had seaweed and stuff that was, and those river lily pads that were getting pushed in from Mexico. And it was in the Gulf, and we were fishing green water 80 miles offshore a month after the hurricane. It made fishing really difficult last summer.
Scully says he's got a redfish on right now.
Hey, nice.
Nice.
Congrats. Hope you get them in.
Where are you at?
Yeah, we need some longitude, latitude.
Yeah, right. I need to know exactly. I bet you money. He's at Packery Channel right now. Packery or Port A? But I bet Packery.
So how's the boat coming along there, John?
Yeah.
Work. You know, before you even, so the trailer's a priority right now. So I can't even do jack on the boat until I get the trailer right, because that big of a gross vehicle weight, the trailer actually has to be inspected annually like a semi-trailer. So before I can register it, which I have a timeline on that, I have to have it inspected, and with no brakes and bad hubs, and it's not going to pass the inspection. So it's just taking some time. It's it's brutal work being down for me now, right? Back in the day, it was nothing, but be squatting down, pulling tires, pulling hubs, doing brakes. It's been tough. So about half done. Put it that way. I'm about half done with the brakes and hubs.
Almost got that one side done.
Yeah, I've got, so the one side I had one caliper that was shot, and there was no bringing it back to life, so I had to order a caliper. So I've got everything for that except that caliper. When it gets here, I can install that and then work on the other side, and then it's a matter of bleeding all of that. And then I got one marker light that's out, but I've already got the replacement for it. I just got to put that in. So then the trailer will be good, hopefully, as long as the brake bleeding and all that goes well. I can take it wherever it's got to be inspected, register title, and register and title it. Then the next step is to spend a lot of money to register and title the boat and the motors.
Gotcha. Did you have any luck with finding the young man to come help to learn some stuff?
No, I've had zero
interest, huh?
But, so look, when I'm hey, we're going fishing. Hey, can I come along? No, you weren't here when I'm working on it. You're not going to be there when I'm out fishing on it.
And there's all those people out there. I know, because I'm one of them. Not going to lie, who are sitting there going like, "Oh, like they're so lucky they get to do that," and I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
The opportunity isn't then; it's now.
Yeah, exactly. 21-inch, nice.
That's legal. That's a keeper.
Yeah, keeper.
And down at the Oso too. Good call on that. Great spot that you don't hear very many people talk about.
Freezer Bound Outdoors.
Hey.
How you doing, Freezer Bound?
Good to see you.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, the plans I had last week fell through. I had two different guys, both canceled on me, the two different plans we had. So I got some garden work done. I got another raised bed put together, some more stuff planted. So
that's sad. I got nobody wants to help with the boat. You got people that just don't want to go hunting and fishing.
Right.
We need to find better friends. What's going on?
Yeah. They'd rather get home from work and play PlayStation or Xbox, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. Well, is what it is.
Yeah, Freezer Brown. That's a Freezer Bound. Sorry.
Cheers.
And we wonder how we can't get better friends. We can't pronounce their names right. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
It's been windy. Windy as could be. It'd be too windy to go squirrel hunting or dove hunting. Bow hunting comes in Saturday, so
cool.
that's a possibility.
Cool.
Yeah, I did check my trail camera today. Had one buck. I think the 23rd was the last day. What's today? The 27th. So been 4 days.
Uh-oh.
And then we had a doe. I might have had her on TikTok in a video or two. We called her Missy. She was missing her back right hoof.
Oh, wow.
We seen her just all the time. Her name was Missy. Hey, Missy, we'd whistle at her, whatever. Well, we found her dead today behind the plant.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. She's been around at least 4 years that I know of, and she has a fawn every year. This year's fawn was a doe, and last year's was actually a little button buck. But, yeah, we found her half-eaten. She'd been there laying there. We hadn't seen her for about a week and a half, and we went looking for her today, and we found her. She was
Coyotes got her?
Apparently so. And I did have a big coyote missing half a tail on trail camera.
Yeah. Big coyotes. Hooked Up Matt says he might be out fishing next week during the live stream because he'll be on vacation. Nice.
Dude, tear it up. Hopefully things will be cleared up from this hurricane.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got plenty of time for it to happen, but you never. Now, any fishing that you do right now, like for the next week, anything you're going to be planning on is going to involve something with those conditions.
Miss Nubs. Miss Janet, can I get another beer, please?
Absolutely.
I thought they had real strict restrictions on crossbow, or is that just Wisconsin?
Early on they did, but a lot of that has faded away.
Yeah. Illinois became crossbow 2 years ago, I believe. Mark just bought a new crossbow a week or so ago.
Okay. I know Texas, you can use a crossbow now during bow season. I got one that I got for Christmas. I hate to admit it, it's probably been 4 or 5 years ago. Nice setup, and I've never even fired it yet. So,
man, you hunting guys, somebody needs to make a video about that because I'm not the only person in the world who thought that the regulations were you have to be like a senior citizen to use the crossbow.
Yeah, early on it was like if you're handicapped or something, but it came around. It's it's an industry, right? People are making money. Oh, yeah. You're not going to let them use it. You're not going to make money on it. So,
very true. Very true.
I forget what it was, Mark. He said something like, "I got a cheap crossbow," and he's like, "It was only like $600." I was like, "Shit,
yeah,
cheap." Cheap's like 60 to 80 over at
I'm the same
over at Rural King.
I don't know if you're gonna find those anymore. 60.
Scully's got another one on.
Yeah,
but no, I've shot one a few times. It's just like shooting a gun to me. If it's got a scope on it, it's gonna hit where you put it.
A lot of people and Henry's saying too that a lot of purist bow hunters are like, that's not even bow hunting. No.
I wouldn't count that as bow hunting. I'm not against it. I'm fine with it. Go out there with a crossbow. Yeah. I'd do that all day long. I mean, that's a perfect instrument for hunting, in my opinion. It's silent or fairly silent compared to a rifle, but you've also got you've got a lot more power to it. So I'm totally fine with it. I'm not going to count it as bow and arrow.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure one of these days I'll not be able to pull my compound back and I'll be cranking a crossbow.
I mean, I'm already, I do my spearfishing down here and I make no bones about it. I was on the jetty last weekend spearfishing and, all the guys, there was 50 guys out on that jetty and they're all sitting there fishing and every single one of them's casting silver spoons out into the, water trying to get kingfish and stuff. I didn't want to have anything to do with that. So I jumped in right in front of them with a spear gun and I'm, and we're all joking about it. They're like, yeah, you got the right idea. It's clear. I was like, yeah, I mean, why not just go pull them out by hand instead of messing with it? That is sick.
See the tag still hanging on it?
Right.
I haven't even taken it out and fired it yet.
Have you thought about putting a reel on that and doing some fishing?
I gotta put a scope. I gotta get the scope zeroed. But
does it have a crank on it?
Huh?
Does it have a crank on it?
No, it does not have a built-in crank. So you either gotta do the old school or they make a tool that you can use. But this one, no crank. That would be ideal. That would be.
You can buy them for $150, I think. 150.
Yeah. Oh, you need something for it.
Yeah, Freezer Bound saying we could say the same thing about him hunting with a recurve and everyone else a compound.
Oh yeah, so the recurve guys,
the
dang compounds,
traditional.
Yeah,
I've never shot a recurve, so I couldn't even tell you how hard it would be. But
that's all I've never shot a compound. I've shot recurve when I was a young man, but
my father-in-law Rich gave me his recurve. And I haven't even restrung the thing yet. I don't have many opportunities to do much with it out here, but I am committed to trying to.
Right. Wheeled bows.
Pickle Outdoors is out in the field. Wanted to pop in and say hi. Well, thanks for popping in.
What's up, man?
Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah, we're going to be taking a look at your title in a little later on here. And we went ahead and kept you on there. We'll talk about that in a bit when we get to it. But I went ahead and kept you on there as like an homage to your work that led to your being the photographer of the week.
We got a photo from down here in Texas too that I'll share whenever we're ready for it. Hooked Up in Backlash, his son. We talked about him. So last week he was here and we brought it up that we talked about him the week before because they were fishing in that. I think it was a Haney Boats tournament, right? And the kids were competing in it, and his uncle won a boat and all that stuff. And so his son, there you go. So RJ is his son, and that's RJ's third place red drum from the tournament. So,
that is sick. That is freaking awesome. Where's RJ right now? Is he hanging out with you?
I don't know. Hey, are you still in there? Robert, Hooked Up in Backlash.
Man, Hooked Up in Backlash. Get RJ in here. He deserves a big pat on the back for that. That is wicked.
He said, yeah, he is. Well, there you go. That is a great
kudos.
Fish. Yeah.
Yeah, that
is a good one.
You guys mind dropping some emojis for this gentleman? RJ, that is a huge, that is an insane fish. That is a huge win. And that is not an easy task. Either one of those. Drop some emojis for that boy. He deserves them.
Yeah, that was a nice one.
Yeah,
that is a nice one. Congratulations.
And an awesome picture too. Whoever the photographer is, I'm assuming that's Dad. But whoever that is, photographer, you nailed it.
Yeah, you did good. I like it. Good photo.
That would have been a great photo for the contest.
Yeah.
That would have.
Yep. That is true.
Elbow, cough, wash hands.
Works for me.
Sheesh. I can't even tell you the last time I caught a fish.
Same.
Yeah, but for anybody who's been keeping up with your channel, you have the perfect excuse, and B, nobody's going to feel sorry for you right now.
No.
And rightfully so. I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I got work to do, but it's the kind of stuff you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get that boat ready. So we're looking at this next season.
Yep.
That's good.
I was watching that. You probably saw, but like I saw it, and the very first scene, I commented about it on your video. The very first scene, the very first camera shot, I was like, oh my God, this is an amazing video, for one. And then for two, you're doing your tour, you're guiding us through everything that's going on with this. I'm not going to drop spoilers or anything, but for two, you walk through this, and every single thing that I'm sitting there as you're going through it, I'm like, what would be cool if it had this, and then it did. Like every step of the way, it had everything that I was like, oh, this is just. You got me to the point where I was just like chef's kiss. You nailed it.
Sweet.
Good. So do you have enough rod and reels to fill that boat up the way it needs to be? Do you?
So I have enough.
I'm curious about that too.
I have more than enough. I've got on my garage roof, I've probably got 15 rod and reel combos, but they're not all ones that I would bring on the boat. So I still got the one over on the table here beside me that I'm building. That's my first offshore rod, right? And then I'm going to get a couple spinning rods. It was lighter, like, you're out there and all of a sudden you see a weed bed and maybe you find some mahi or something and you want something to just cast at them. Just grab it out of the rack. So I always have a couple like that. And then they make now a purpose-built rod to fish the, what are those bait catching setups with all the hooks? Those are called, Stanley?
Like a sabiki?
Sabiki rig. So they make a rod for sabiki rigs that has no eyes, right? It's hollow in the middle. The line runs through it.
I've seen
right?
that.
So when you reel it in, it all goes inside the rod, and then your weight on the end is what stops everything from going in. And the purpose for that is, and when I watched the advertisers for it, I was like, yeah. When you use sabiki rigs on a regular rod, then you're going to take it off to do something else with that rod. And you try to roll the sabiki rig back up and put it in its little packet.
Okay.
It ends up somewhere, and you end up throwing half of those things away because they get all tangled up in a mess. So
I thought this was the stupidest idea, but I can't argue with the idea
that's
behind that.
That's what told me. I'm like, you'll get way more use out of your sabiki rigs with that setup than a regular conventional setup. So I'm going to get at least one, and I'm going to put one of these guys right here on it. One of these little small pit. This one here is the 209, I think.
Damn it! I got it right here. It is. One of these guys. One of those guys.
Yeah, one of these.
You have excellent taste.
And then this one will be put on my reel because it's a left-hander. So.
Are you left-handed?
Well, I like to reel with left hand because I learned on the spinning reel and in small areas, in creeks and stuff in New Mexico for trout, you want to cast, control that line with your dominant hand, right? And then immediately be able to grab the reel and reel. Where if you're casting with your left hand, and then you got to transfer the rod, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I just learned to reel with my left. So now, but conventional reels, I can reel left or right. Like if I'm fishing somebody that can't reel left-handed and they prefer the reels to be right-handed, I can reel that way too. It's just a little more different for me, but I can do either. I was pretty much ambidextrous when I was little. I eat with my left hand still, but then I write with my right hand, so it's not too big a deal for me to go back and forth.
Gotcha. I will say, until you get your quiver built up, if you are ever in need of a series of rods for trolling and deep dropping and jigging, if you want to get yourself into a big shark for fun, I know a guy.
I think I do too now.
Yes, sir, you do. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting out there. Just golly. First one, I'm hanging around the jetties, maybe run out to one of the little gas, get a feel for it because I haven't even driven the boat yet, right? I went out on it when they did the sea trial, but I haven't driven it. Two motors. It should be easier to maneuver, and I've really, I'm a research geek, so I researched all that, one forward, one back to make the boat turn, like spinning when you're docking and stuff, and just a lot of things you could do with a boat with two motors that you can't with a boat with one motor. So, but I got to get out there and do it.
Yeah, there's nothing beats just on the water experience.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, man, go have fun. Just go sit. You would have a blast if you went out to the fourth sandbar on a calm, pretty day, dropped a couple of baits, whatever spread you want to run, just run it and sit there for 6 hours.
Yeah.
You'll catch fish.
Yep.
You'll have a great time.
Yep. You're absolutely right. Your guy that you had in your video today, the boat that was out there, last time we were down there when Bob Hall was shut down, but it was still up, I was like, this is the perfect time for people in boats who want to fish the end of that pier where you ain't got to worry about fishermen casting all over and not tangling them, but you want to get near that structure. that was the perfect time to do it. But he came in, for me, he came in a little too close into the surf, basically, hitting those waves. I would have stayed out a little bit more, but he did okay, it looked like.
He did okay. I'll give him credit on that. Although I have like I was sitting there critiquing him, and to be fair, he did okay. He captained it well. It's bullshit that he's out there with those storms. I disagree with that. I think that's highly unsafe. The storms got bad. You couldn't even see it on camera, but they did get bad. For 2, that surf was way too big. You shouldn't be out there on a boat in that kind of surf. I just have no sympathy on that one. That's just not appropriate in my opinion, considering that he's whatever 5, 6, 7 miles or whatever it is from Packery Channel, a couple of miles. That's a dangerous drive. So I don't agree with this. But the third thing that really gets under my skin about that guy is that, so he was sitting on the sandbar fishing, and he's hitting 3-foot waves, which means his prop came probably 3 inches from hitting that sandbar. Yeah. Whoever he took out on that boat, like if you're a dumbass and you're captaining that, fine, you do you. But he took somebody out on that trip, and that could have turned really bad. He was inches away from it turning really bad. This video was 3 inches away from being a disaster strikes at Bob Hope, that kind of video.
That's my thing. You get in that close in that situation, and the motor dies. You're screwed.
Done.
You're going to be.
It just happened. It just happened that barge that they were using to take that pier apart, that thing came undone and washed up on shore for a week. It happens.
And if it's a small boat like his with waves like that, it's going to beat it against that beach. It's going to be a total loss, right? So it is not worth bringing your boat that close into the surf for me.
Yeah, and I as I recall, I don't quite remember because it was a couple of weeks ago, but I recall there being a kid on that boat. I think a teenager, something like that was just like it rubbed me really raw.
Just really risky.
Yeah,
I thought the guy on the boat was dropping off the guy that was surfing.
Nope.
If he's smart, he could have so when I was surfing, I was trying to get people to do that for me. They never got out on a day where I wanted him to do it, but it wouldn't have been at that spot, and definitely not that close. Like he was literally, he was drifting over that sandbar where he was literally in like 18 inches of water, and then when the surf would start rolling in, he'd pull out and he'd hit those waves, and he'd have those big dramatic crests over the wave, and most of the time he was fine. But there was a couple of occasions where he caught breakers where he's sitting up at like a 45-degree angle, doing that number, and man, the prop of that boat is scraping the sandbar at that point. He could very easily, if he'd gone back, he'd have dug into that sandbar, could have flipped the boat. Hypothetically, probably not, but it would have spun him broadside. It could have rolled him. Like just the second that thing hits the sandbar, this situation turns really bad.
Danny bragging about doing that stuff in kayak. The difference with the kayak, well, Danny's rolled out of his kayak and maybe lost some gear, if I'm not mistaken. But typically, those kayak guys got everything tied down because they know, especially when they play in the surf, there's a good probability that they're going to whoop right off the kayak. But you just turn it back over, you get back in it, and you go. Your boat, it goes whoop. You're not just turning it back over and getting back in it and going, baby.
No, I couldn't imagine being in a boat that flipped. I could not imagine.
I've rolled big sailboats. And not fun. I say big. I've rolled catamarans and I've rolled dolphin, like those little sunfish. Not good. That you can turn back over. Like a kayak, they're built for that kind of stuff. You can handle that. But like a boat like that, man, don't put people's lives at risk like that. That can go so bad.
Yeah, the fishing definitely isn't that good there for that. To risk that.
Yeah. Yeah, and Danny, you make a heck of a point, Danny. He says that they have nasty breaks there. They really do. Surfers love Bob Hall Pier. It's one of the best spots in the area. The reason being is because the sandbars get real shallow real quick, and it causes the surf to break real heavy. You get that real steep wave. Not good for a boat.
Right.
Hey,
Marble.
Cheers. Dropping a
cheers,
deuce.
sir.
Appreciate you, Farm All Fanatic.
Dropping a deuce.
Awesome.
If you guys don't know Farm All Fanatic, check him out. He's working on 30,000.
Nice. Getting there, man.
You're doing good.
I can't wait. I want to see a Farm All Fanatic silver play button.
He's on his way.
That would make my day, dude. I know it's like it's not if it's going to happen, it's when.
Right.
Definitely.
So, Grant, you didn't get to do much last weekend because of the weather and Buddy's backing out on you. Stanley, what did you get to do last weekend?
I got to do some really amazing stuff. My daughter had her first volleyball game of the season. She went undefeated last year, and she won her first game this year. So far, she is starting off her volleyball career completely undefeated.
Awesome.
Which I'm super proud of. And then on top of that, she had a dance recital for the city concert choir series, something like that. So, and she was the headline, like her dance group was the headline of this entire community event. So amazing weekend. Had a blast watching her be amazing.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah,
that sounds great. We already know how mine worked. So Saturday was boat work day, and then I was gonna just hit it hard Sunday morning, and I got up Sunday morning, and my body was like, "You better take some time off." So Sunday, I said, on the boat work or trailer work, really, and watched football and ate. So that's what I did.
It's a good day.
Yeah, it was a good day.
You know, I was gonna try to go. I went down to Packery Channel do some spearfishing. With the loss of the camera, which still stings, you're probably going to hear me talking about that still for a couple of weeks on end. I wasn't able to film the spearfishing, so I was kind of like, I'm going to have a me day. I'm going to go and spearfish and just have fun doing it. And I now go back and regret that I didn't just go down there with a camera and film because it was so gorgeous and so clear.
Yeah.
Farmall.
Cheers.
Now,
Cheers
why
to
is
that.
A different color? What's different about that one?
It's less than $2. You get different colors for different amounts.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure what the 162 refers to, but cheers.
It is what it is. So now you got 362. You're doing good. That buys a beer.
There we go. Appreciate you, Farmall.
Hooked Up Backlash made 4 briskets on Saturday. Nice.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. Worked in the garden Saturday and just took it easy Sunday.
Yeah.
We took a nice little cruise Sunday and seen a few deer here and there.
Nice. That's something, where we're up in Michigan, Uncle Leonard loves to do that. But we'll get in usually the 4-wheeler or something and drive all the back roads and, because it's all farmland back in there, and you just all looking at all the deer, it's pretty cool.
Jay Larson with a double deuce.
Oh,
got your boys beat.
What? Man,
that's a gallon of gas, Farmall.
Stanley, appreciate you. Farmall 309.
I'm not going to let these guys. I did this as an example so you can see the different colors, and I'm not going to let these guys steal all the thunder here.
We're at 369 here in town, and it's 305 across the river in Kentucky.
Ooh. I don't even know what we're at, but I know we're low 3s.
We're under 3. We're 2.
Are we?
Yeah, we're 2 something up here. I know that.
I stopped looking at the last election.
Yeah, we're like 2. I think it was 290 something was the last one I looked at, I think.
299, 297.
Yeah.
So is this the point in the live stream where we sit there and go, I remember paying 90 cents a gallon one time?
Yeah. Oh, Ben, you trying to keep up with me? Ben, what are you doing? Good, Ben.
Cheers, Ben. Oh, that made me laugh, Ben. You're awesome.
We need some shots.
We need to be playing poker.
Right?
Cheers, A&J Outdoors. John, thank you, sir.
Sir.
Ben,
Sir.
Mr. Ben, thank you.
Guys are awesome. Also, John, kudos to you, sir.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
They blew up a pipeline today. It'll probably make prices go high. That's the whole reason they did it. I didn't hear about this. So
who's they?
Either.
What pipeline did they blow up? Was that Ukraine?
I don't know. My chiropractor, she's from Switzerland, and she was telling me that Italy had elected a new president or new leader yesterday. Said she was like, it's a female, and real far right and like a neo-Nazi, and I'm like, oh no, I hadn't heard that.
In Switzerland?
In Italy.
In Italy. Okay. So Italy, I understand.
Yeah.
I can understand it. For a second there, I was like, Switzerland? That doesn't sound like something they do.
Crazy words.
And had a lot of rain. Took a hike in the local
What's
mountain.
up, Wild Japan?
Nice.
Appreciate you joining us. Yeah, I know Brazil's got a real strange election going on too. I was watching John Oliver the other day. They had a funny video about that. We'll see what happens with that.
Crazy times.
Yes, indeed.
Oh man,
Monica just had to jump in and do that. Hey, while you're at it, Monica, I have to make my apologies in advance. I don't know what's up with my notification systems. It's because I haven't seen enough of your stuff. I haven't watched enough of it, so I'll just be openly honest about that. But I saw that you did 2 live streams, like in the last 2 days, or 2 live streams yesterday or something like that. I never got the notifications on that, and I apologize. I totally would have jumped in if I had seen that happening. One of these days I'll catch it, I promise.
Monica, I appreciate you. Monica's supposed to be getting me be over here. Another. So this is from Monica. This is one of her arts. She's getting me another one for over here.
Really?
I need to even that up, right?
Huh.
Yeah, well, look what I got right. Oh, I don't have nothing right there. Oh, no, I don't have nothing right there. Look at all this space.
I know. Monica, you're right.
Yeah, you got to. Well, this one, Janet won. Janet was in one of Monica's live streams, and she won.
Oh, you let Janet win one since you usually win everything?
I didn't win. Monica has the wheel of death for me, is what it's called.
Wheel of death. Okay.
I didn't win anything on her will. No, thank you, Monica. I appreciate you. All right, is it that time of the show to what's this? This is
you know what? Skip on past that. We'll we're running a little bit short on time. We can have that conversation in a future stream. That's an interesting one. But that one I'd like to do a little bit more research on. So yeah, let's take a look at our pictures of the week. This is from our boys over on Discord. So we had let me see. Can I? Oh, I can. Okay, cool. I didn't know if I could control this or not. The Wheel of Misfortune. That's awesome. I love that it's called that. All right. So Discord pictures of the week. We need to take a look. There's been a lot of people were tearing it up last week. We have a couple of different things we're going to look at. First off, rest in peace, Bob Hall Pier. My father-in-law, he texted this to me early this morning. He was out fishing. And that's it, man. That's like the video that I just posted this morning was me fishing this pier back when they were pulling it out. It was in a storm, so they took the day off, and that allowed me to go fish it. Not really, but they didn't have anything. They couldn't do anything about it. Well, now that pier is gone, and it is in the hands of the bureaucrats to figure out what in the world is going to happen with this pier and what they end up doing with it. So I had many good times here, caught a lot of good fish, caught a lot of good waves. And gonna miss you, sir. It was a great place to be. They're rebuilding it, Ben, but they don't know. So they have the budget. They raised the funds, they raised taxes, they got this money for Bob Hall Pier, and they're gonna rebuild it. But the money that they have, what they want to do now is instead of building it the way that it was, it was 2 legs all the way out. They want to build it 1 leg, make it smaller, and put the money that they save into making that house, that little restaurant thing, 2-storied. It's a big argument. A lot of people are saying, no, we want the 2-leg pier. We want it wide. We want it the way it was. We don't need a 2-story restaurant. We're going to see what the bureaucrats have to say about that. It's a big, disgusting mess. It's stupid. We'll see what happens. So looking at the Discord photos, starting off here, we had a lot of photos taken last weekend. We got Daniel, who's got himself a series. He's got himself a little pumpkin seed and a couple of bluegills on the left side over there. Zorpan got himself what I can only describe as a fairly wicked perch. Is that and I don't know, I'm not sure where he's from. I don't know if that's the European perch or the ones we get here.
I think it is. And they get a lot bigger than our typical yellow perch here.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense then. And then we got Chilled, had a lot of good catches, a lot of good catfish. This was Chilled's best catfish of the week.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, it was a good one. And they caught a lot.
Eater.
They had a few. Definitely eaters. Next up, we have Pug Attack. Also had they went on a panfish tear with all those pictures on the left side over there. They had a bunch of them. I just posted a few. Yeah, many memories from Bob Hall. Supposed to be dual level restaurant, bait house, event center. They're gonna be they're trying to cram all that stuff in there. And a lot of us are like, we just kind of want our pier back. Your local idiot. I don't recall what that fish was called, but it looks awesome, whatever it is, and it looks like a good eating fish. On the right, we have Amateurs Outdoors. Had a slew of these catches as well. I believe that's smallmouth.
Smallmouth. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, I would say so.
I don't see many smallmouths, so I needed some assistance on the identification there. And then I love this. I love that we were finally getting to that time of year. ESV. That's some pictures of the backyard. We finally got some hunting stuff coming in. We're going to get to a little bit more of that in just a moment. Monica, totally cool. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. More of a climax of the ending. We're getting there. I had to do a feature slide on this gentleman. This is G Llama over in the Discord. So he was totally stoked about this fishing trip he was going on. And I don't know much about it. I don't know the particulars of this trip. However, it's a saltwater run that he did. That's on the right side. His dad caught a squid, which to me, that's a pretty crazy catch. Like, you don't really catch squid. I believe this is Gulf of Mexico.
So little.
And yeah, it's a tiny one.
Yeah.
But they get aggressive. Squid are really, really aggressive species. And so I've seen them attack a lure before.
What is the fish? It looks, I don't know.
I think that's a skate.
Okay. Got a really thick tail.
Yeah, I believe. And he said it was like a 60-pound. He is exhausted. So I didn't get much information from him. But what he did was he went out fishing. He was so excited about the trip that he didn't go to sleep until like 3 hours before he got out there, which I'm like, oh, been there. I totally understand. So excited about this. Ended up getting himself a 60-pound, what I believe that's a skate that he got, or I don't know, one of those like a guitar fish or something. Basically, it's rays and sharks are in the same family. And so this is kind of like a mix between a ray and a shark. It's kind of like that middle ground guy. And it's a big one. 60 pounds is a good sized fish. So good for him. A little bit more saltwater stuff. Asian boy got himself a spotted sea bass, I believe is what that guy in the top left corner is. Peculiar Mr. Nibbles got himself a nice mangrove. Fishy Pilot in the top right corner there got himself a slew of all kinds of different snappers.
Wow.
I'm seeing like at least 3 different species: beeliners, red snapper, and mangrove. That pompano that was out at the beach. That was my father-in-law, Rich, was walking down the beach. He likes to go walking down and taking pictures of other people's catches. And he was rubbing this one in my face saying, hey, we need to go after pompano. We've been having this discussion for days now. Oh. These guys just completely bagged out on them. So they're down there. And then that bottom right corner, my uncle got himself one of those cameras that you attach to your fishing line. And he dropped it down to this wreck about 250 feet down. And I think he got a jack, I believe is what that is, when it was down there. So he got himself a good picture of a jack 200 feet down. Not the best picture. I like it. It's a cool picture, but it's telltale of things to come in the future here. Pompano, Rich wins. I totally agree. Unfortunately, he's not in the Discord, so he's not in the competition. But otherwise, I totally agree. That is a stacked box of pompano. Now, this right here is something that Henry, I hope you're still here, man. I saw you talking just a second ago. Henry got himself, he went out. He's been doing a bunch of videos. He's been vlogging this entire series of events that he's been going through to start getting into hunting, to start doing some hunting and stuff on his own. This is his first deer. This is his first kill. He just got it the other day. The video just came out, and he did a really impressive job on that video. You need to, if you are not familiar with Henry, you need to check out Henry Mosley on YouTube. It's a really cool video, and it's a really cool experience seeing him get his first deer like that. You can feel the energy. You can feel the passion behind the video. Just absolutely nailed it beginning to end on this. Good job, man.
Those photos are really good.
Yeah, they are.
But they're really good.
Yeah,
I totally agree. I assume, is it Jasmine, your girlfriend? I'm assuming she took those. She is his photographer, so he has completely lucked out on that one.
Those are nice.
Pleasure is all mine, Henry. You have been doing, and you continue to do a fantastic job. So keep doing what you're doing. That was a really awesome experience, and I'm looking forward to seeing more on your vlog series that you're doing.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Say I've missed Henry's video that he put out on that deer. I might have to check it out.
Just put it out, and he had another shorts video that he put out today as well. But really, really cool experience. So now,
for me.
Sorry,
this one's easy for me.
Yeah, it's kind of easy for me too. But I'm gonna let everybody else say their thing for Pickle Outdoors. He was here a little bit earlier, but he was the winner last week. He's a 2-time winner. It's going to be hard to top him, but right now, if you wouldn't mind letting us know, cast your vote now in the chat. Who is the winner of this week's Photographer of the Week? I do apologize to anybody. I don't mean to be, pushing the any angles or tangents on anything, but I kind of feel like there's a lot of good stories behind a lot of good photos that we got this week. But yeah, I kind of feel the same. Like you're being a gentleman, Henry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's in my opinion, a little bit of a no-brainer. And I do apologize. I'm not trying to push the angle on that, but it was a good one. I think it's the best photo. It's definitely like a solid story. Nothing against G Llama. That it was a really cool story, especially that he went out there and did that on like 3 hours of sleep. He was totally excited. Amateur is always putting out good content. He's always got great photos in here. I wish he was here to defend himself.
Yeah. So for me, if we're looking at the photo, right? So G Llama's, that one's nice, but it's in the water. You're kind of like, well, what is it? If they had gotten a photo of it out of the water so you could actually see what it was, even though it's a cool photo and story. And then the smallmouth, I don't know. It's just he's turned. I'd like to see the whole fish. Like, look at Pickle's photo, right?
Yeah.
He's got it up. You see the whole fish. You see the smile on his face because he just slayed an awesome fish. And that's what you kind of see with Henry's, not the smile, but you can tell there's some emotion there maybe. And then the photo, the focus and all that of the photo is just outstanding.
I wholeheartedly agree. And to be fair, Amateur posted a series of photos. I kind of picked one. We showed that there was several that he had, and there was several that were like the full photo, the full fish. Amateur did a really good job on the photographs that he posted. I like that there's this, it's atmospheric perspective is what it's called, where the background is blurry and the foreground is clear. He does a really good job of those photos. I don't know what camera he's using, but he does a really good job of it. His photos are always, like we're always talking about his photos on here. I think it just falls short, particularly in the storyline aspect of it, which I think G Llama has. Like the photo isn't quite there as much as the story behind it, but then Henry's just got both on this one.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
Yeah. Henry's got that appreciation. He appreciates that harvest.
See, watch the video. You will see, like, I'm not going to lie, like he put a little bit of a tear in my eye with his video because it was very reminiscent of like, I remember my first time doing this or my first time doing that. And you could feel that emotion. You could feel that passion. He bled that out on camera. And I'm just like, again, like I was saying with you, John, with the boat, dude, Henry, chef's kiss on that video, dude.
Nice. Well, he ran away with it other than him voting for someone else.
Yeah.
Like congratulations. Well deserved.
Yeah. Congrats. Well deserved. Keep it up.
And great also thank you for bringing some hunting. Like it's that time of season. We need a little bit more hunting stuff. Thank you for bringing that. That's a fun conversation to have.
And actually, congrats to the girlfriend who took the photo.
Exactly.
Congrats to you for having the girlfriend to take the photo. So I guess congrats all around.
Very true.
Not a great gamer. Good to see you.
Yep.
Cheers to the new king.
Cheers.
Yeah, that's awesome. You have to start coming up with some serious. They win something there, Stanley.
Working on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Doing what we can. I've got some other stuff I'm working on too with that. I've got like 4 or 5 different angles of people hounding me about giveaways and contests and stuff. And I'm like, yes, these are all amazing ideas. I love them all. But you're asking, like, I'm having a hard time paying the electric bill, and you're asking me, like, trying to get these contests going.
Right. Well, we definitely invite Henry on panel one of these Tuesday evenings if he'd like to join us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You want in on that, Henry?
Yeah, he's welcome to come on.
He has been actually, he's doing a really win $100,000. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah. I'll just throw that one in.
There you go.
All right, yeah. 100,000, wuss. Let's do $1 million.
Got that in his back pocket.
1 million.
Oh,
Yes.
Henry's making the rounds. He did a live stream with Kelly over at Blue Collar Fishing a while back, and then we actually did a live stream with him. Was it last week? I think my brother and I, and my brother ended up taking over and doing my brother's thing that he does.
I forgot what we were doing, but I did pop in there for a few minutes.
It was a fun time. So he held his own. I think he would make a great addition to any live stream. He was able to handle that. It says a lot.
yeah, I can imagine.
Where is Peter? Speaking of brother.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hashtag more Peter.
Right? You know what? I actually hired him to do some editing for me in a recent video, and I have not seen it. I'm waiting on his edits in order to publish.
He probably took the money and ran.
Right? Well, I haven't paid him yet. I know how that game is played. I hadn't paid him yet.
Oh, okay. Well,
I actually didn't tell him I was going to pay him. I was just going to like slip some money in his account. But I was really
not here,
hoping
so
he
you
could
don't
come
know.
through. Right? I know. We can sit here and we can talk all we want about him
want
like behind
that,
his
yeah.
back all day long.
I was going to pay him $500,000 to do some.
I was
thought you
really
just-
hoping it.
I thought you probably already fed him and was like, hey, since I'm feeding you, you can do this editing for me.
True.
I played that
Pay
game
for the
before.
booze.
Yeah. No doubt.
I
All
hope
right,
it comes
so
through
what-
with it though.
We're getting close. What do we got going on? I know, Grant, you said you got bow season coming, right?
Saturday morning.
You're not
Nice.
on call, and the weather looks okay. And
I go on call Monday morning.
son of a
And not
Take
too
advantage.
sure about next Tuesday for me. They're starting to change out the valves on the filters. So I might have to go in a couple hours early and stay a couple hours.
Gotcha.
Man.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Didn't you get a new guy? Make the new guy do that kind of bull.
Right. That's what new guys are for.
Right, exactly.
His boots are shiny.
Yeah, it's my week next week, and his week's the week after that. So
Well, then push the valve thing to the week after.
it looks like there's 4 valves. So it looks like I'll get one, he'll get one, the other guy will get one. There's 4 of us, and there's 4 filters. So
Hey, nobody says anything about you having to be well rested for that.
I mean, if I'm at home, I'll be there. I'm just if I'm at work, I can't join the live stream.
No. The live stream, dude, the whole thing that we do here is we are like outdoors, go out there, get outside, get fresh air. We're all about that. I'm not trying to stress you into like, you need to be at the live stream, blah, blah. I'm saying this weekend, dude, you need to go out, wear yourself out, go get some hunting done, go get some fishing done, opening season, take advantage of that,
Definitely.
and then go to work tired.
Yeah, well, something I did think about, we were talking about the drought. We need some rain. Probably mine and Janet's both favorite pond. The reason we haven't been is because the water had been so high, we couldn't get the boat in without getting the truck stuck. So I'm thinking since it's been so dry, we might want to try to head down there and try to get in there.
So
And
hunting Saturday, fishing Sunday.
maybe.
Have
maybe.
surf and turf Sunday night.
There you go.
Yeah, right. That'd
Yep.
be perfect
Yeah.
setup.
And we're here
You know,
for you, Grant.
My weekend is boat trailer work. That's my weekend.
Right. Yeah.
And hey, I've been doing so. Look, real quick, we got a few minutes. I've been doing TikToks on that. I've done 2 so far. It's going to be a series of where I just show you where I'm at on this boat trailer in just a couple minutes, or not even minutes, a few 20 seconds, whatever. Just here's where we're at. This is part 3. We got to this dang one and this and that. And so it's just going to be a whole follow me along while I do it. I got the idea. This guy is he's a captain, right? But he does yacht deliveries. Like he'll take boats from Florida and drive them all the way up to Connecticut, and from Texas to Florida, whatever. That's his profession. And he does TikToks where he's updating people on his trips, the type of boat he's on at the time, and showing them. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. It's just kind of a constant, here's what I'm doing. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do that with this boat trailer, and it might roll into the boat project itself. Hey, this is what we're working on now. And, and then say, if you want to see more, full video, A&J Outdoors, blah, blah, blah type stuff.
Dude, I love that idea. In fact, I would encourage you to right now commit to make a 100 video vlog of this entire endeavor.
Nice. 100 videos.
My boat videos always do better than any of my other videos. The batteries,
Same here.
The hydraulic steering install, all that stuff kills all of my fishing videos.
Anytime I get on a boat, those videos, I'm not going to say they're gold because I've really failed at some, but they always do so much better than any other video I do. Henry says, I'm going to be back in the woods tomorrow. Going to try and get my grandpa his first deer in 5+ years. You'd better record every single second of that. If you saw my community post, and for anybody who has not seen the recent post by Ingleside Farm, I'm really pushing this. This is something that you really need to, I think it's important for everybody to do. Part of what we're doing, with all the YouTube stuff, is we're capturing these moments in our lives, these things that we want future generations to enjoy. You are not just filming that for you. You're not filming that for your grandfather. You're filming that for your grandkids. Record every single moment of that you can.
Yeah. I wish I had some video with me and my grandpa.
Same here.
What's up, Papa Rome's out?
Right at closing time. We haven't seen that.
Cheers.
Right.
Yep. Cheers. That's
Outdoors,
one of the old school.
Outdoors Fishing Dream. Good to see you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah.
Wild Japan. Sorry, real quick. Wild Japan, if you are into slingshot, you need to check out Can Vandal on TikTok. He's a buddy of ours, and he's a good guy, and he's hilarious.
Can Vandal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We miss you too, man.
Rose.
Yeah, I was following him along on Facebook. I remember, I think he got married this past year or whatnot.
Yes.
But since that time frame, I really haven't seen him on Facebook either. I don't know if you dropped off Facebook or if Facebook just got weird and isn't showing me stuff. I don't know. But yeah,
Can Vandal or Papa Rome?
Papa Rome's.
I'm a little. I don't know. I don't do Facebook, so I'm
perpetually
playing catch up.
Oh,
no, but I did tell you my wife just joined your Facebook group.
Look, who just showed up at the very last minute.
You know what? He's got hockey practice. So I'm going to tell you right now, of all the excuses out there, there's a lot of them. I get it. I'm fine with that. But hockey practice to me is the coolest thing. That's the coolest excuse available out there. That is a sport I wish we had. South Texas, we've got football and we've got basketball and stuff like that when it's 110 degrees outside. I always wished I had a big slab of ice to play sports on.
Shanae. Sorry, I'm
Shannon.
Another one.
Hi there.
Batten down the hatches, girl. Be safe.
Yeah, you got the storm.
Yeah, for sure. How are you doing?
It still could be bad, but you're on the east side of Florida, yes or no?
I think she's kind of central east.
Okay.
Yep.
And also, Ben, if you need any emotional support on that, been through it, and I'm happy to provide a shoulder.
For a month? What kind of doctor is that?
October.
What kind of doctors?
That's what my COVID did, though. When I got COVID, I went at least 3 weeks without having a drink.
Shannon, drive north. Evacuate.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Just do it. Just move.
Damn, Shannon.
Move on out.
Go to Texas.
Dr. Ocula. Dracula. At first, I thought I figured out something, and then I realized that Ben did that intentionally. For a second, I thought I was smart.
Well, Shannon, if you guys are staying put, thoughts and prayers are with y'all.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll.
Yeah.
Yeah, my advice would be if you can go, I would go. Staying put. All right. Hunker down. Hope you got generator backup and all that good stuff. Too late now. I've seen highways just full of traffic. I'm sure it's a nightmare trying to get out of there.
I've seen flooding on the coastal cities, but at the same time, I imagine this is probably not your first rodeo.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
She's been through it.
Yeah.
All right, where are we at next week, guys? We've hit that hour mark.
I think we're over at Stanley's house next week, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
sure
I'll
do.
do last
Hey,
week.
let's do it. Hurricane party at my house.
There we go.
There we go.
Post hurricane party.
Yep. All the links to all our channels are in the description if you're interested in any of these. I don't know, Stanley, if you want to throw up a Discord link real quick in the chat just because those things time out on us.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I've got one right
While
here
John
that ought to
while-
work.
While
Can't
John
copy and
answers
paste it
this
'cause of the
question,
chat.
What's your recommendation not to use for a circle? I always go with a snell knot. Circle hook. I always snell knot 'em because now offshore there's some other stuff, but for a lot of fishing, if you use a snell knot with a circle hook, that hook will roll across a lip or whatever and will automatically every time turn in and get in that mouth if you do the proper snell knot on it.
I was going to say Snell for some very similar reasons, but also different reasons. And kudos to you. You don't see many people snelling saltwater stuff around here on a circle like that. I think that is a next level call on that. I totally agree. Snell.
yes. Papa Rome's, we are getting out of here next week. Next Tuesday at 6 Central Time, we'll be over at Stanley Orchard. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Hit that thumbs up. We'll see you next week.
Have
Thanks,
a great
folks.
day, guys.
Have a great week.
Cheers.